Welcome to Local Motors. I'm Matt Rivett, this is Alex Fiechter, and our special guest, Matt Jackson. As you can see behind us, the vinyl table has been turned into the Verrado wrap table, do all the labeling and everything. So that's going on. Over there we got a bunch of boxes put together that are going to get shipped out. So last week I talked about having an emergent meeting to talk about the track car. So Matt's going to give us an update on how that's going this week.
Yeah, so it turns out Jalotnik picked up the little blog post we did about the track car, and it blew up fairly quickly. Several other blogs have picked it up since then, and the traffic on the site has been pretty amazing. You guys have been really putting out a lot of great ideas, and it seems that right now the real thrust is into the engine argument, I should say, because there's a lot of people. I knew this was going to happen as soon as we put out this idea that there's a lot of people that are really passionate about how this thing should go, because it's, in terms of, you know, enthusiasts, this is something that a lot of people spend a lot of time thinking about. Every automotive engineer out there thinks about, what would I build, you know, if I was going to go build a really sweet sports car. So it's great to see all the enthusiasm for it. We are still planning on trying to get to a 4-cylinder turbo if we can find the right connection. Right now, that's really where most of our internal focus is going, is into building those connections with the different potential engine suppliers to find out what kind of deal we could get, what kind of pricing we could get for the volume we're expecting, and cross-promotional things and things like that. So really, right now, that's the driving force behind getting to the point where we're ready to say, this is the engine we're going with, this is the packaging we have to deal with, and now let's look at concept designs that would fit this kind of a layout. So that's where we're at right now, but as always, we're open to ideas in any part of the car design, so keep them coming.
Really awesome. I'm just a project manager, not an engineer like these guys, but I'm really excited about the cup holders, what those are going to look like.
Exactly.
So also during our product matrix meeting this week, so we took a product that we already have and moved it from ideation to feasibility in kind of a different direction. So with the Verrado, we moved it from ideation to feasibility for a chance to engineer it, look at the requirements to move to Europe and start selling those in Europe. And I know we have a large fan base, large community base in Europe, pretty active community. So Alex, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I mean, the Verrado certainly here in the States has been picked up pretty readily. We're seeing a ton of enthusiasm around it, so it was only natural that we would want to make sure we could make it available to the rest of the world, especially because drift striking originally not being a U.S. specific sport. It grew up in, where was it, New Zealand that it started out? So, I mean, didn't even start here, but we're doing drift strikes in the U.S. So we want to make it for other countries as well, and the first grouping we're going to look at is the European market. So obviously there are some basic things just about compatibility, like, you know, the charger, like how are you going to actually plug it into the wall when it's with the charger's with a US plug and not something that would be compatible with Italy or France or other places like that. So there's the functional aspect there, but there are also questions that we want to look at in terms of like regulations, like is there a speed limit for electric power plants for this type of vehicle over in Europe? Are there certification requirements if you're going to sell an electric vehicle over there that has chargers associated with it and batteries associated with it and BMSs? So really this is about, this is all the complexities that are in many ways no fun about trying to distribute a really entertaining product elsewhere in the world from where it originated from in the first design of it. So, you know, cross your fingers that it's not too multi-chaptered and crazy, because we'd really like to start offering these out outside of the States.
Yeah, hopefully, you know, aside from the regulation piece, it should be pretty easy, because the power supply we're already using for the charger is a switching power supply. So it would go from the 110 to the 220. We just have to change the plug on it, and it'd be a pretty easy switch.
Yeah, definitely. The legal elements are for sure the ones that we're kind of biting our nails on more, because those are always the ones that will stand in the way of good fun spreading, but of course, and damages to, you know, personal health and whatnot, but it's the price you pay.
Right on, very cool. So again, this is for our product meeting that we have, and the way you get your products up here on the table being labeled and back on the build floor being built is you got to get on the website, sign up, put your idea up there, and vote up ideas that you like. That way, this guy here and that guy there can start going through them and kind of filter them up to the top. And when it gets enough likes, it's going to become a part of our product meeting. and then who knows, maybe it'll wind up in our shop. So put your ideas up there and vote up other ideas, and we'll talk to you next week.